What's up, guys? You have Christopher here. There'll be no eating healthy tricks and tips to this week. So what I'm going to show you is about 12 bulbs of garlic, 2 chopped red onions, and about 6 jalapenos. Over here we have 6 garlic cloves, 4 jalapenos, and 1 onion. So what I got here is this big 4-gallon pot there, and what I'm gonna do is substitute and make it stronger. I'm gonna mix them when they're all done. So I'm gonna put everything one in there, and then set it to about 40 minutes. The water should have a glazed white tint. With the onions, it'll probably have a red tint to it a little bit, but it's for the garden. It's a pesticide and it kills soft body insects. But the way you're supposed to do it, it's boiling. This pot here takes a long time to boil. Took about 30 minutes, not too bad. The lid helps. Soft body insects, so any flying caterpillars or moths or cabbage loopers, it repels. So what I was saying, the proper way to do all this is to puree and blend it, and then put in a bowl or pot, and then put boiling water and let it sit overnight. But I don't have time for that with rain and everything. But I'm going to put it in a pressure sprayer. I'm going to strain everything. I just wanted to point out how good it looks. I mean, I eat all that food, the garlic, the onions, the hot peppers, but yeah, looks pretty good. This pot here will tumble, so the bubbles will come up, and then it'll mix like that. This one will kind of float and boil at the same time, but I'll have lids on both of them. And I haven't did a garlic spray in a couple of weeks, probably to a month, but it's well needed. Should be good to try. Alright guys, so just to document, I just put some lemongrass in there. It's also a pesticide. The garlic and the lemongrass is antifungal, so any bacteria on the plants that might infect it with disease, that'll help it. I've never used lemongrass. I don't find much research on Google about the lemongrass, only what people have said that I've heard. But it works good. With all these ingredients, should be a kicker. Alright guys, so what we have here is espresso and Colombian coffee with half and half and sugar. Get me through the pesticide in the garden, give me some energy. I already had my teas, my seaweed. Tried something different. I'm gonna start drinking lemongrass. Wheatgrass with alright, I'm thinking celery juice, but it's in a packet. So it'll last 30 days if I have it every day. But that comes in the mail. But, yep. Guys, I like to share things that are different, I guess. It's all the same in my healthy tips and tricks videos. But I picked up 2 bags of oranges. 3 bags, there's about 8 onions in each bag. Or so, 7 or 8. So 3 bags of those. 40 bulbs of garlic, which I just used about 20, so I have another 20 just to have for myself, but should be good to try. Alright guys, so the recipe has been brewing for about an hour and a half. I'm going to strain it all, put all this material in the compost. Compost's going really well. I've used almost a couple trash cans full of real good rich black gold. I have a whole trash can full of it, and then the other 3 are just have some decomposing. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna strain it. Nice color to it. You'll see more when I strain it. But alright guys, so just a quick thought. When you spray this on your plants, the plants will absorb it, and it should be good for about 2 weeks to a month or so. Mostly 2 weeks, but if it rains a lot, you need to spray more often because it washes away, I guess. But the good thing is that the roots, the leaves, the stems will all absorb this. So when you're spraying a pesticide that's this is organic, my garden is organic, but if you use regular pesticide, and you eat it, it's like buying food that has pesticide or GMO, you know. Alright guys, just a quick thought. Alright guys, so it's strained as much as I could for now. So strained, nice good tint to it. So what I'll do, so I put in this strainer, then I'll put in that strainer, then I put in my pressure sprayer, put some Dawn dish soap so it just kind of sticks to it. The plants should be good to try. So the trick behind it is just adding ice. The ice cools it down so I could use it instantly. Just a quick tip. What's up guys, Dave Chris here. So I just went in the garden and harvested some peppers. So these are sweet banana peppers with a red, and some regular ones, and then some sweet, some other kind of peppers which are orange. These are Tabasco peppers, this second harvest this year. I picked as much as this as last time. There's still more on the plant, but these were just the ripe ones. These ones are extra hot. Jalapenos, cayenne peppers, and a little bit of habanero. Should be good to try. What's up guys, you have Chris here. So here's some sweet mint and lemon mint. So that's what I think it is. So these mints have been in the windowsill for a month. Got some good roots. We'll take a look at them when I'm gonna put them in some compost and some topsoil. But should be good to try. Alright guys, my phone's backwards, but it should be alright. Just to give you an idea of how much mint this is. So I gotta do another one of these more. I gotta cut more. I got some basil to prune. I got some stevia to put in some root hormone and put in some water. But I just want to say it's a lot of growth. That's about a month and a week maybe. This mint takes particularly longer to root and water rather than the chocolate mint or the peppermint. But nice roots here. Alright guys, what I did is I put compost and topsoil mix. So there's the mint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I give it some water, put it in the garden, should be good to try. Alright guys, so I just picked some basil, large stems. Got them in the windowsill. Change the water frequently in the beginning. Should grow some nice roots. This is African basil. Using red solo cups because the sun can't penetrate and will create algae as bad as just using cups, or should be good to try. What's up guys, you have Chris here. So I went in the garden the other day and cut all the mint back. There's about 15 large Ziploc bags full of 3 or 4 different varieties of mint. So something to look forward to in the garden. They should get some new regrowth in the garden, all the mint plants. Alright guys, so we have 1 bulb of garlic, 1 cut up onion. So I use a knife to cut these, not the cutter, the mincer. So 1 bulb of garlic, 1 onion, some cut up ginger, and then also what I showed in the previous clip, some Tabasco peppers. So they were frozen. Kind of let them sit out, and should be good to try. Alright guys, so for the garlic, I chew so each handful, a little handful, and then soak it down some water, but I chew as much as I can. Antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. If it's on empty stomach, antibiotic. For the onion, this is an organic onion. It's good for you. Good flavonoids and quercetin, and ginger is good. I'm going to take 2 spoons and just kind of chopstick it. Swallow that, chew this, chew that. Should be good to try. What's up guys, you have Chris here. So I did a 50-gallon water change. For my dechlorinator, I use Seachem Safe and Seachem Prime. I used aquarium salt and Stress Guard at the end, which is like a slime. It's blue. It gives a good coat on the fish for stress. It's been a month and a half since I last did a water change. 30 gallons was the water change, and then the extra 20 was just top off water. But they were dirty. Let's jump to another tank. For the cichlid tank, the yellow lab babies, I did 30, or what did I do, Chris? 30 gallons, and then 10 were top off. I did 20 gallons, and then, 15 gallons, and 5 were top off, or 20 gallons for this little guy here. And then I did 50 gallons on this tank, and 30 gallons was the water change, and 20 was the top off, which means top off is no salt, just fresh water dechlorinated, and I use Easy Balance Plus for bacteria. It's good for KH and alkalinity and regulation of pH, but it's just a bacteria that keeps everything balanced. So this cichlid aquarium, every tank was dirty. Like I said, it was a month and a half since I last did a water change, which means I gravel vac the substrate. All I did for the month and a half was just top the tank off when the water would evaporate. I cleaned all the aquarium sponge filters in all the tanks. They were very dirty. Clean these matrix mesh bags, and then yep. I got the fan on. I keep fans on in the. So this hybrid roast queen, I did 50 gallons. 30 was the water change. 20 was the top off. Cleaned all the sponge filters. Did a good gravel vac. Basically, I haven't done a water change in a month and a half. I put some crushed coral in. There's a little cloud. I washed it in buckets as best I could, but never get it clean as you want it. But the fish are definitely happier. It's been about 4 days since when I did the water change, but yep. And then Simba, the orange Lodra devil, he's doing good. He loves to eat. He's a big fish. 50-gallon water change. 30 was the gravel vac. The 20 was top off. And all the fish are feeling happier. Freddy's old tank, it just has an air stun and a maxi jet just circulating the water. And I'm going to take that tank and merge the substrate together, and then get a 75. I have a stand in the garage, but yep. So these are all how my AquaClear 110s are set up. That's Marine Pure spheres. Then this is a coarse and fine pad at the bottom, and that's how all they're set up. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make note of the fish. All water changes are done, fish are happy. Everybody's eating. I just fed Spectrum and seaweed, which I feed nori, which is like San Francisco Bay seaweed salad. It's the same thing, but more nutritious, so I feed that. And you get more for your buck. But fish are growing good. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, Crazy of Chris here. So here's some rosemary. Nice rosemary leaves. Gonna make some tea with that. Over here we have some different varieties of stems. Not sure what type of basil it is, but very smelly fragrance. But it's just the stems. Got some oregano leaves with some stems, with some pineapple sage. So that. Over here we have some collard greens. Quite a bit there. I'm gonna give them the pumpkin, the dog. Some celery. Celery and collards are cold crops, so they don't like the heat too much, but this needs a little more compost in the garden. What is that? That's okay, so this is the basil. It could be lemon or lime basil, I'm thinking, the smell of it. Here's some Greek oregano. I like the Greek oregano more than the Italian oregano, but that's just me. And then here's pineapple sage. I'm gonna try to eat the pineapple sage, never tried it. But it's a big plant out there, it's massive, so should we give it a try. Alright guys, so 6 squeezed lemons. This is the rosemary tea with the different stems. but it's got some honey in it. It's still a little warm and hot, so I'll have to chill it off with some ice. Should be good to try. Alright guys, so we have 1 bulb of garlic, 1 cut up onion, some ginger, and for tonight we're going to have some cayenne peppers. Chew as much as I can of that, chew as much as I can of the onion, swallow this down, use 2 spoons like chopsticks and swallow that down. Should be good to try. Chris here. So here's some green onions. They could be from bulbs or scallions, but they were in the freezer. I have a lot of them in the freezer, but health benefits are there. I'm just gonna let them thaw and then eat them. Should be good to try. What's up guys, Chris here. So here's some kale. The bug's really active out there. It's nighttime. I picked this. Some celery needs some more compost, like I said last night. It'll produce in a little bit. Rosemary. This is 3 new plants out there for about a month and a half. Haven't harvested those 3 particular plants, so that's that. There's some mysterious bug on my plants, but yeah. Some collard greens. Quite a bit there. Not sure what type of basil. This is different basil from the other night. I'm just trying to cut as much as I can. I'm gonna eat much of that, all that except the stems. But all right, so some oregano. I'm gonna take the leaves off the stem and eat the oregano leaves. Here's some pineapple sage. Like I said last clip, pineapple sage is big out there. I need to do an update of the garden. At one time there was about 9 eggplant. I need to do some self pollination. I think that was from the love bugs. They pollinate too. There's a lot of them, but these ones are pretty big. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys, but we shall see. Should be good to try. What's up guys, Chris here. So 7 squeezed lemons with some honey, rosemary, some stems of basil, pineapple sage, and oregano stems. Should be good to try. What's up guys, Chris here. So the last 4 or 5, almost a week, I've been having celery juice powder for once a day, if I remember. Should be good to try. I picked up was wheatgrass. I usually do 2 scoops, but it's good for the digestion. So should be good to try. So I already had that stuff earlier. So for nighttime, chamomile tea, green tea, 5 tea bags. Has caffeine, but it won't affect me that bad. Some honey, turmeric, 1 large teaspoon, big scoop, with some honey. It really goes down better with the honey. And then 2 scoops of spirulina powder. Should be good to try. What's up guys, Chris here. So I just had 2 scoops of wheatgrass powder, and then 1 bag of celery juice powder. And now I'm having 4 sheets of nori seaweed, which is about 130 micrograms of iodine. So it should be good to try. What's up guys, Chris here. So here's 1 bulb of garlic. Here's some cut up ginger. Here's 1 cut up onion. And this is a hot pepper. It's good for for hot sauce, but it smells like a habanero, so it's very hot. I think there's 5 of them, small peppers. So I'll have the garlic first, chew as much as I can, swallow the ginger, chew as much as I can of the onions. I gotta get 2 spoons, but swallow the pepper. Should be good to try.